Hi, this is Anna and I'm about to show you how to use your sofa at home to do a couple of rather nice simple inversions. So the first one is actually the slightly less simple one. The second one is the one that's probably accessible by most people. So if you start sitting sideways on your sofa, I've put a couple of cushions on the back of it here. My sofa is quite flat at the back, but some of them are quite sort of pointed, so this would create padding, and there'll be another purpose for the cushions, which I'll explain in a moment. So get quite near the back so you feel nice and safe as you turn around. Come onto your back, so you bring your feet onto the back of the sofa, and then you're just going to wriggle your way to the edge, nice and slow. Bring your arms down to the floor to support yourself and come right close to the edge so that your shoulders come onto the floor. So I've got two blankets here on the floor. You could also use cushions to support the shoulders and lift them slightly in relation to the head, which keeps the back of the neck relaxed but also keeps it nice and safe. So this is not a pose that you would do if you have high blood pressure or any condition in the head or neck or even shoulders that involves some kind of inflammation or might be aggravated by an increase in blood flow. So you'll notice almost immediately a sort of a rush into the head and face as there's an increase in fluid, lymph and blood flowing into that area. And after a few moments, it should subside as the blood pressure mechanism, the receptors in the neck, respond to the increase in flow. If it doesn't subside or it feels too intense and uncomfortable, then you should move immediately on to the next stage. When I say the next stage, I mean bring the hips down off the sofa onto the floor. So if you are comfortable, before moving on to that stage, you could either stay here for a little while. It's very sort of calming and relaxing. It's a restorative pose, so it replenishes your energy. It's great if you've been on your feet a lot during the day. It helps to really relax the legs. So if you have swollen ankles or you have any injuries in the hips, knees, feet, causing swelling, then this can be very helpful to help to drain the excess fluid. So you can either just remain like this, or you might actually like to bring your legs vertically up in the air, keeping them slightly engaged, and have the heels above the hips so you don't have to work hard to support them there. So when you find that vertical position, it becomes more or less effortless to hold them up. If that doesn't work for you, you can just remain with the feet resting on the back. So the purpose of the cushions there is to help to keep the alignment of the legs. I have a right hip that tends to drop out to the side, so having the cushion there helps to keep it in line with my left leg. When you're ready to come out of the position to move to the next stage, bring your feet flat on the seat, and again, nice and slowly wriggle your way over the edge, and then let your hips slide down onto the blankets. So you want to move back so that the edge of the sofa is right in the back of your knees, so the knees feel supported, but they're also quite comfortable. You might like to keep the blankets in position, a little bit of padding under your sacrum, or you might prefer to take them out and have your back flat on the floor. And if you're going to stay here for a little while, then you might like to use either a blanket, or you could just use a cushion under your head and neck. So a bit more relaxing for the head and the neck. And the spine, the rest of the spine more or less flat on the floor. So this stage of the sequence is more accessible to more people and is a really nice position to rest in at the end of the day, especially if you want to have a little energy boost before you go out for the evening. or also for calming and quietening your whole system just before you go to bed to help you have a really good night's sleep. So it's interesting that relaxing in these restorative poses liberates energy that's stored in the body as tension. So the effect is both energizing and relaxing. Better than a cup of coffee. So a good alternative to taking some artificial aid to give yourself a little energy boost, as well as to help calm yourself down, to be able to relax and sleep more efficiently. So there we have it, that simple little inversion sequence using your sofa at home. Hope you enjoyed watching it, and thanks for joining me.